on, Coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap between the visiting Arizona Cardinals and the Atlanta Falcons. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Arizona Cardinals and the Atlanta Falcons. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. They've handled all comers through the first 3 months, a perfect 12-0.
Yeah, they're 3/4 of the way to a perfect season, and now's where it really starts to get into your mind. We'll see if it affects their play in any way.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, they come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. As we get set to watch Josh Rosen command this offense, the number 10 pick in the 2018 draft.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Here we go now.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. Room to run past midfield. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
From the gun on third down, it's Rosen. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in with the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you guys going to come out of the gate. I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
All right, here we go.
On second down, Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kiki QT, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
The numbers for Coleman last week, just downright unbelievable. I mean, when you amass that many yards, I don't know what else to say.
Personally, I thought it was a game for the ages for him. Ripped off some long runs in that contest, didn't he?
He did indeed. Some very long, scary. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. At the end of one, 7-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday return. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
Here's Coleman. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it's caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have distance.
And he gets Tevin Coleman, his 19th touchdown now in the season. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. David Johnson now gears up to help lead this offense back on the field. A 1,000-yard campaign in his sights, Charles, but needs a little bit of a kick here down the stretch to reach it.
And sometimes at this stage of the season, you're looking for that extra goal, right? That extra motivation to accomplish what you want, not just as a team, but as individuals. He's got to stretch a little bit to get there. That might be what they're talking about during the practice sessions in their meetings. Hey, we can still get this done. Let's go ahead and feed him the ball.
On the offensive line, I'm sure they're well aware of where he stands as well.
They are, and I think for them,
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
All right, now, look at 56. Look it.
Now a handoff looking right. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up second and goal.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He's going to get it running right. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Tevin Coleman with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Falcons are in for 6. And he knocks it through. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now let's go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again 3rd and long now. On 3rd down, Johnson. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. That's pulled in at the 32. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Steps away to his left. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And he is the NFC rating offensive player of the week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to grab.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive off the line of scrimmage.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes.
And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons will extend their lead.
That's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook, but even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up first and 10. Final play of the half here. It's Rosen. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll get started over at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. And that game tied at 7 in the second quarter.
And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting them in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They'll run it with Johnson. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's when the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Duke Johnson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
That drive did really increase their cushion. Felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the 2nd half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the 2nd?
Most of the time in the 1st half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the 2nd half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
Well, it's caught on the right side. It's Smith. And touchdown, Cardinals. Jonnu Smith, 77 yards. And the Cardinals cut into that lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It'll be a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll also be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Again, it's Johnson, spinning past him. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 25 yards, the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Detroit!
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Green's got it over the middle. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Forced out to his left, and I think the ball's out.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over, but that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Able to pick up a dozen yards, but they needed more. Fourth down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
They run. It's Johnson. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Duke Johnson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. No problem there on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Throwing now, Rosen on first down. He's got Smith here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Now Rosen. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Back to the air, Rosen after the pick 6. Finds the open man, it's Mike Williams. Touchdown, Cardinals! There, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals get a bit closer.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
Dumping it off for Johnson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Buying time. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. It's their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Extra point up and through. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Here's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. Giving up the long pass, they did. Let's see how they adjust.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Now let's go.
Now Rosen to throw on 2nd down. And he goes out right around the 39. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
It's caught by Moncrief. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
They want to go to the air again with Rosen. Over to the right side, caught by Moncrief. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Rosen on 1st and 10. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Za'Darius Smith, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. On play action, Rosen. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in
Season
December.
of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
All right, here we go.
They go to Johnson again. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. Call it an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Falcons, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Saints will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, it's unfortunately more of the same as they'll fall to 3-10 on the year. And they'll try